Should defenders of freedom side with Israel or Hamas? Well, if freedom is the standard, then the answer should be pretty obvious if you look at Israel and Hamas closely. Israel is a country that respects, for the most part, the individual rights of its citizens. Israel has a system of government that protects free speech, it protects property rights, it protects the ability of individuals to pursue their happiness, to make choices about their own values in pursuit of that happiness. Now, Israel's not perfect, it's far from perfect, but it's about as free and defends these principles about as much as any other Western country. It is very similar to the countries of Europe and to some extent the United States of America in its protection of our right to live our lives as we see fit as individuals. In other words, Israel is a fundamentally free country. And even if you are part of a religious or ethnic minority, even if you are Muslim or Arab in Israel, those rights are still protected. That is, it treats its citizens equally. Again, it's not perfect. I wish it was. But that is the essential nature of the Israeli state. On the other hand, Hamas is the exact opposite. It has no respect for individual liberty, no respect for individual freedom, no respect for the ability of individuals to pursue their own happiness. Indeed, Hamas is an oppressive, totalitarian regime, a theocracy, which tries to impose Islam on its inhabitants, on the people that it controls. Hamas is the worst kind of government, the worst kind of society one can imagine. It is a society of oppression. It's a society of rejection of the individual, his values, and certainly there's no concept of the pursuit of individual happiness. Hamas is an Islamist regime dedicated to the imposition of Sharia law on everybody. Indeed, if Hamas ever was victorious over Israel, not only would it probably, likely, murder all the Jews there, but those Jews who might remain would definitely be second-class citizens. So when comparing the two, one can look at the essential characteristics as they apply to the question of political and individual freedom. And by that standard, Israel is clearly on the right and Hamas is in the wrong. Of course, if one looks at the history and one looks at each party's actions towards one another, Hamas has always been dedicated to violence, death, destruction. Israel has made every effort to achieve peace with the Palestinians. It is sad that the Palestinians have chosen Hamas to lead them and therefore have chosen oppression and destruction. Anybody who really takes freedom seriously must support Israel in its struggle against Hamas.